Breaking tonight, new polls from CBS tonight show how angry voters are with the political class. 76% of Americans, and not just Republicans, say they're either dissatisfied or downright angry about how things are going in Washington. On top of that, 3 in 4 Republicans say our government is not working the way it's supposed to because of fighting and gridlock. And then there's clearly something that has Americans upset, an answer the pollsters have not picked up on. When asked to identify the most important problem facing America today, the largest percentage, 3 times the percentage of the next response, say the largest problem facing this country is other. What the heck is other? Glenn Beck knows. He's the founder of The Blaze, a #1 New York Times bestselling author, and he's now out with a new book for the Christmas season called The Immortal Nicholas, which we're going to talk about in a bit. Glenn, great to see you. Other? What the heck is other?
I have absolutely no idea. No idea.
What?
I will tell you this, Megyn, that as I was listening to you here, I think all your guests so far have made really, really good points. But when you look at the anger, what's happening is I really watch the Democratic debate, and I really listen to them. And the one that stood out to me that I think is the one that every Republican candidate should listen to is Bernie Sanders. Take away everything of what his solutions are, because his solutions just don't work. He says we need to be more like Denmark. The Danes are running away from socialism. They can't get away fast enough. They say we should be more like Europe on guns. There's a story out today that Europeans are clamoring for guns now because they feel unsafe, and they're trying to get their governments to listen to them. Here's what Bernie Sanders says that the Republicans need to pay attention to. He said, if he said it once, he said it 10 times. A version of this, but mostly this. The way capitalism is being done, or the way Washington is functioning, or the bailout of the banks, it's immoral. And I thought to myself, listen to him. He's talking about morality, and he always followed it with, it's immoral and everybody knows it. That's what people are angry about. They know that the crony capitalism, they know that the fix is in. For instance, with Paul Ryan, he was sending out invitations to his congratulations party on Thursday. He was sending them out on Monday. The fix is in, and people know it. And they know that the way things are happening right now are immoral.
Have I lost my mind, or are you agreeing with Bernie Sanders right now?
I'm agreeing with him that what's happening in our country is immoral. I don't agree with his solutions at all.
Okay.
And I think, and you know what? Ronald Reagan knew this. Ronald Reagan talked about things as black and white. Taxes, higher taxes. It's immoral to take more money from people.
Bernie Sanders is okay with potentially up to 90% taxes. 90. He's going to let you keep 10% of your money, Glenn.
I know. Wait a minute. That's why I say I don't agree with any of his solutions. I agree with what he said. What he's connecting with is the same kind of thing that Donald Trump is connecting with, and I don't agree with Donald Trump at all. But what he's saying is he's just playing into the outrage. Ronald Reagan had it right when he said taxes, higher taxes are immoral. The way people are treating each other, it's immoral. The way we're treating our veterans at the VA, it's immoral. We know that. So he's playing to the low information voter that doesn't really know what socialism is. Mm-hmm. And he's saying, you know it and I know it. Your gut tells you this is wrong. And that's where we have to get. Mm-hmm. You know, the GOP with Paul Ryan, I think the GOP may have, with the Paul Ryan move, may have lost the election and lost their party with that one move.
Wow.
Because
you feel they abandoned their commitment to conservatism?
Yes. Yes, they have got together, and if you listen to a speech, first of all, Mitt Romney held a meeting up in the mountains with all of the candidates, unless you were for amnesty. So people like Ted Cruz weren't invited, but all the others were invited. And you know who his featured speaker was? David Axelrod. And in that speech to the Republican nominees was, look, the next president is just going to be a good manager. Well, that's progressivism 101. And that's exactly what's happening in Washington. The choice is, do you believe in managing your life yourself, or do you believe that the president should just manage the government and the government should manage you?
This is interesting because I had a long interview with Charles Koch, and this is what he was saying about what he believes is at the core of the frustration of the American people. You are saying the same thing that he was saying, and he took issue with Hillary Clinton in particular on this, saying he just doesn't agree with her worldview. Let me ask you about her. Do you believe, looking at the GOP field now and the way things have gone thus far, do you believe she's likely to be the next president of the United States?
I don't know. People are so, when I saw people cheer and say Benghazi doesn't matter, that scares me. No matter if it was Ronald Reagan that would have done that, I would have said we need to stop this, and not just because she lied about it. She knowingly lied. She knowingly lied. I mean, remember, Megyn, how everybody revered Cindy Sheehan because she was a mom, and she was speaking out. Well, what about the mothers of the people who were lost,
right,
and
Patricia
then
Smith.
They were lied to by their face? Does nobody care about that? For the first time in American history, we abandon people. We can help them. We can save them. And for political reasons, we say no. This is immoral. And people know it. And if we choose to put immoral people, and they're on both sides, if we choose to put immoral people in, my prediction is we will not be destroyed. We will turn into the darkest nation ever to grace the earth. We are going to be a very bad nation because of the things that we have at our disposal. And if things don't matter to us, if right and wrong doesn't matter, gosh, there was the video that came out about Planned Parenthood yesterday. And in this video, they're talking about how the Planned Parenthood clinics were taking babies and putting them in garbage disposals. And they said, if this ever comes out on the front page of the New York Times, we're dead. Well, that's on tape. The New York Times has it. They've chosen to say, and really kind of the American people have kind of got along with it. It doesn't really matter. It does.